So I am Julia Tutko, producer, writer, director, executive producer, key grip, bringer of food, purveyor of morale, and all around crash test dummy. Actually, it's a pretty good story. I was sitting in computer class. I was a proper nerd from the get-go. So in college, probably freshman year or something, maybe later, 19, 20 years old or something, I'm sitting at my desk being bored to tears by my professor talking about Allen Turing machines. And I already understood the concept, and he had this perfectly soporific voice. So I was falling asleep. I felt my eyelids starting to drift. I bust out with a piece of paper and I start sketching little squares and start enacting the last song I had heard in my head. Was kind of an earworm going on in class in the morning. So I had the song and I'm rocking out to it, and I'm like, oh, I'd be sick if I did this. And I started sketching little stick figures. I'm no artist by any stretch of the imagination. I started sketching stick figures of this scene. So I sketched this somewhere in my notebooks from college. It exists when I started storyboarding this project. And it was kind of wandering around in my head. I'm like, it's a pretty funny idea. It's not earth-shattering, but it's really just fun. So then fast forward 10 years later, I've still done film projects on the side, theater projects on the side, so I had resources to make this idea a reality. So I wrote a proper script and started doing it. I wrote the script in June. Yeah, I finished it on a flight. So I had a 6-hour flight, and while I was there, I banged out the rest of the script. I had revisions done a month later, and I started putting out APB to my friends, started talking about pre-production. I think you and I started having discussions. I got Mackenzie on board to help with all the incidentals, because you were interested in more about productions, and I was like, oh, this is a short crash course. Let's see, let's make it happen. So I had auditions in December. End of December, the casting was done, and I actually found Sisuk through contacts and references, and we met in October, settled things in November, and then I had auditions to bring on the actors in December. So I tried to have everything nailed in sequence, and it's been a lot of fun. We set up rehearsals to start in January, and we set up a few days to practice, and now we're working on getting film permits and making it happen on camera. So it was a lot of fun. Yesterday was a late night. I'm used to later nights, but I've been in Maine in sub-zero temperatures, like super duper sub-zero temperatures on film shoots to 3 or 4 in the morning. Really late night, because that's, when you need the shot, you need the shot. And setting it up takes time. But we had dedicated hands on deck and lights and the mats, and everybody was in good shape and good spirits, and it was easy. I mean, it wasn't easy, but it was easy. We had a lot of one-take shots, and I hope I can live up to the standards of Hollywood with the cameras that we've got and the lights and everything working in our favor. So we'll see the final product. Yeah, it was a great first day, and tonight I'm looking forward to it. I get to be more in front of the camera, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Oh yeah. I always loved the stone-faced villain, the one that's more thought than brawn. So he was an easy one to write. Originally in the script he had sunglasses, but then I'm like, this takes place at night. What kind of only D-bags wear sunglasses at night indoors, especially? It's just, no. So I wrote it out of the script. I was like, okay, that vision is gonna have to go the way of the dodo. The Good Samaritan, that's a character that was easy to portray and to write down on paper, and it's amazing. And me? I don't know, I just dramatized a version of myself when I was 19 years old that I wanted to be when I was 29 years old, and so that's who that's based on. Wisdom for people at home. Always try new things, always follow your dreams, never take a beating, and eat your fruits and vegetables.